Good morning. It is 6 a.m. 25 degrees outside. Dad's already done and gone. He's running the ripper that we left off on last night. And we're going to see if our disc is going to work. I'm a little concerned about it being frozen up. Some of the mud and stuff packed in there. So we're just going to go into corn stalks right out here behind the farm and unfold it and make a round or two and see if it's going to work or not. Well, it took a couple of the gangs a second to start moving, but they are. So I think we're good here. All right. While this field could use some attention and we could do it, it's not my priority right now. I've got other fields that I want to try and get done today, so we're actually just going to go ahead and turn around and pull out of here. Okay, let's go. We've got a big old field here. We've got 86 acres. So this one will take us a little while. Also one of the earlier harvested cornfields. There's not any ruts out here. It's in pretty good shape, but we're gonna knock the stalks down and get everything breaking down and make that nice seed bed for us to plant our beans into next year. So it's getting to be fairly solidly frozen. I was a little concerned about the disc biting in and how good of a job it would do yet, but it doesn't seem to be too big of a concern right now. It's actually looks really good. So hopefully this goes smoothly and we can march across here. Tell you what, rocks, they are a problem. I think I got one caught in one of my discs because it quit turning, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Right there. Haha! I win. It did make me get out and go in the cold though, which I'm not real thrilled about. But I got it.
Hello, we're back at the farm here. I think Nathan and Mark just got here. Came up to the 8430, checked the oil, and it is low. So we got some oil here, we're gonna add it, and then we're gonna go get started. We got a 13-acre field and then a 17-acre field to go on the other side of Waldron, so it's a little bit of a drive, but we'll get there, get it done, and be on with our day. So we have just arrived to our not a very big field. The GPS says it's 11.66 acres, so about a tenth of what the big field was yesterday. Should get it done here in about an hour and 15, hour and a half. And got the small ripper. We'll be on our way.
Well, the sun hasn't quite come up yet, but nice sunrise this morning. Getting light enough we can shut the lights off and still see. What do we got? 30 acres done, or a little more already, so things are going pretty good here. One thing to note, we are going to need fuel at some point today. Our bulk tank at the farm is empty, so that's why I didn't fill it up before we left. So we're sitting there with, what, 4 or 5 bars left on the fuel gauge. I don't know if that'll be enough to finish this field. Probably. Should be able to finish this field. Dad called yesterday, and we've got fuel on the way this morning, so I'll have somebody bring me a tank, or I'll go get some if I need to, whatever. It may seem a little bit like we were unprepared or poor management planning to have the tank actually run empty on fuel. However, we were not really anticipating this tillage window, and we're kind of in a waiting period on filling that tank. We didn't want to get a transport load in here this winter for a couple of reasons. One, it's expensive, and two, they actually use a different blend of fuel for fall and winter versus spring and summer, and we aren't going to really use much over the winter, so we prefer to wait until early spring and get a transport load in there of the spring summer formulation. And not that that's a huge deal one way or the other, but anyway, that's why. So we do have some coming. We're getting 1,500 gallons that'll get us through the winter and finish any fall tillage that we want to do and stuff. But yeah, it's no big deal.
So we're on the end of the field here. We got about one more down and back, and then we got these north end rows here. But let me tell you, these end rows here are hard. I was not here when they harvested this field this year, but they were either driving trucks or the grain cart sat here and drove here, because they stopped this 30,000 pound tractor in its tracks with a 5-point ripper. It is very hard. I got to ease it into the ground on the end, and see, we're spinning. But it is very hard, and this is why we rip. Take that compaction out, because if I can't get through it with a ripper, how's corn roots going to get through it? We are finishing up with this first field. I think it was like 11.6 acre field. According to my monitor, we did 12.66. A little bit of overlap, but it's done. Worked over good. There were a lot of hard spots. Now, I'm guessing a lot of it has to do with it being frozen, but hop over a lane and into the next field. Nice short travel distance here, and we'll get started here. I think there's 20 something acres here. We will see here on the monitor, each field, loading the data. I'll check over on the ripper, and it says 17.87 acres. So it shouldn't take us too awful long to do this one, just over 2 hours. But I'm gonna check over the ripper, make sure everything's still going good. It was working fine for me, but if something's wrong, catch it now.
All right, well, it's about 8:30 now, and let's see, we've up to 44 acres done. We're over half here, but still gonna take a couple hours to finish this. And I'm just not sure on the fuel thing, so I just called Phil to see, one, if they had come yet to bring our fuel, and they had not, but he wants to haul a load of corn in. He's got one more load to go in to fill a contract to the ethanol plant, so he was going to be gone, but he's still around the farm right now, so I asked him if he would come pick me up so I can get a pickup down here. That way, when I need fuel and he's gone and nobody else is around the farm, I can just take the pickup back and bring a transfer tank of fuel over here. Go from there. Plus, I've got some stuff going on at my house this morning that I need to be able to be around for, so there's that. Phil brought me back here to the farm to get truck and stuff and fuel, but all the cousins are here playing. Can you guys say hi? What, bud? Bye, bud. I'll see you in a little bit. Mwah. Okay? All right, guys. Have fun. Okay. Well, that was a little bit of an extended pit stop. My wife and I had some business to take care of with the house stuff. I'll tell you about it sometime, but not today. And obviously the cousins are all there, so we got to hang out with them for a few minutes, and we came back. The fuel delivery has not come yet, so I did not bring any fuel with me. But we can keep running for a little while here until the gauge starts flashing at me and getting all angry, and then we'll go back, and if it's come, great. If it's not, we'll have to wait for it, but we're gonna do as much as we can between now and then. Like I said earlier, Dad is running the big ripper, so he's finishing up the field we were in last night. Brock is here and gone. He's running the 8430 with that 5-shank 512 ripper. And he had about 30 acres to do today, so hopefully he's getting that done. And Phil is hauling a load of corn to the ethanol plant, and I'm disking. So we've got a lot of stuff happening. We're accomplishing a lot here. That's good. I don't know if we're going to have as productive of a day as we did yesterday, but we should still cover some ground. It is supposed to warm up and get into the mid 30s or high 30s today, and I'm sure that once it gets to 35, it's going to get really slimy and greasy, and we're going to be done. But still frozen now, so we keep moving. One other thing, I yesterday had said that those two fields that we're fitting right now with the rippers were the last ones. I forgot one. There's a 65 acre piece that needs to get done yet. So when both of them get done with where they're at, they can go work on that together, and maybe we'll get that one done today too. Oh, look at that. There goes Dad. So he's done. That's good. That's good.
So we're still out here in this field, and it's going good. We got about halfway done, so 8.9 acres. I don't know if you can see these tracks right here. Those are from the combine. As you can see, it was wet when Nathan harvested this, and I can tell. I had to go down a gear, and it is still pulling extremely hard. Extremely hard. So compaction, it's very, very good that we're ripping this. Not getting the best result behind the ripper right now, but we are tearing the compaction out of the soil.
I've been waiting for that one. Fuel system. Flashing. Still 2 bars up there, but they're flashing, so we don't have much to do. I mean, you can see the wedge of their field over there next to us. Just a little sliver there, but I don't know if we're going to get it. So I did just talk to Dad after he got back to the farm, and he said the fuel guy was just there and left. So we have fuel. It's at the farm. We just need to go fill up the transfer tank and get 100 gallons and bring it down here, and then we can finish this and go on to the next 100-acre field. Well, I started to feel a little risky. It's down to 1 bar flashing there, and I just saw it on 2. It kind of goes back and forth. I got her down to just the little tiny wedge in the ends. 5 acres according to the monitor, but that's probably more like 10. And well, that risk-reward ratio there, and the payoff isn't very good. Finishing the field before I have to go and get fuel would be great. Running out of fuel before I finish the field because I was too lazy or not wanting to go get fuel before I finished would be really, really bad. And that outweighs the positive of doing it. So we're gonna go get some tank of fuel, come back and finish this, and then head to the next field. Looks like we get to wait in line. Phil found this bolt laying on the road when he came to pick me up a little while ago. Dad says something's broken on the ripper. I wonder if those 2 things are connected. Let's go find out. Right there. I would say that bolt went right there, and we're missing a piece or 2. He chained it up and just kind of lifted the disc blades up because we don't really need them in the bean stubble, but that's what it's from. Dad picked up a couple of passengers, Grayson and cousin Parker, going for a ride.
So we're here at the front of the field, and I am really having to play with the hydraulics. Don't have much to go, but I don't know if you can see the tires. Not necessarily in this spot, but they're crawling for traction. Not necessarily, the power is not the issue, but traction is. They're not really getting that good of a... But we're slowly pulling through the last little bit of the field. I think we have like 0.4 acres to go, which is just this little piece right here, and then a couple end rows.
Fuel, and it's starting to warm up a little bit, which may turn into a problem. However, Dad did just call me, and he went to that next field, the one that I had sort of forgot about, last one, and it's right along the river. And he said the ground in the back, the low ground, was frozen too hard. It was probably had more water in it, was wetter, and now it's frozen solid, and he can't get through it. So I think he was going to pull out of there and going to have to be done with the ripper. So this is what it is. We'll see if we can't keep going. Brock was just finishing up his field too. He had a few acres to go. So yeah. Okay, so we're gonna finish some end rows and we're gonna head back to the farm, because you want to know why? We got another one. That bearing is gone. I know I should go and fix it now, but we're gonna finish the dang field. It's fine. It's fine. It's just destroying the bearing races, which we're gonna get replaced anyway. Dang it! So if you haven't been following along for a long time, you may not know this, but in the spring of 2019, is that right? It's the fall of 21. I think that's right. We put all new blades and bearings on this disc. And we bought them from not the Landall dealer, from an aftermarket source, because they were the ones that sold these serrated blades that we really like. And the bearings were garbage, totally garbage. And we've been replacing bearings ever since. Lots of them. I mean, some of them didn't last a week, and some of them obviously have lasted 2 years. But it's been super frustrating having to replace bearings on all this thing. I gotta think we're about through them all at this point, but yeah, we got one out. So like I said, we're gonna finish this field because I don't have, we're just gonna do it. All I have to do is end rows, and then we're gonna head back. So that other 100 acres I was hoping to do today, it's not gonna happen. Well, I was gone for maybe a half an hour getting fuel there. Conditions have changed drastically. I couldn't go to the next field even if I wanted to. It's really getting slippery. Also, there's a tree down in our field there. Remember that. We gotta come down here with a backhoe or a chainsaw. Clean that up sometime. But yeah, we're gonna just finish these ends here, the front ends, and then that's gonna be it, because I'm throwing mud more. It's right here, it's not terrible, but there's some spots where it's mighty slick. Yeah, it is amazing how fast the ground conditions change here. It hits 34 degrees and it's just like instant melt. You guys probably can't see the ground real well, or the actual dirt, but it no longer is dry looking. It's definitely, you can see it looks wet and greasy and soft. And my slip, well, right here it's okay, but it was running 15-20% there for a lot of that. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so end rows, that's all I got left. End rows and a little teeny tiny wedge right there.
We are just finishing up. Just got the last end row done, and we're heading back to the farm, or at least I think so. I'm gonna give Nathan a call. It took a little bit longer than what I thought. I thought 2 hours. It took 2 hours and 15 minutes. But the big problem was those end rows over on the far east side of the field. I had to hit them twice. I couldn't go the full depth the first time, so I hit them again. I figured while it's here, that's what this machine's for, to take the compaction out. Might as well do it. We're just gonna touch up the end of the field here as we make our way back to the entrance on the other side of this house lot.
That's it. We're done. We had a real good run here at tillage the last couple of days, but it's over. Oh look, Dad decided to park in the new barn. It's not for parking dirty equipment in, Dad. Can we see how this new barn's gonna fill up real fast? Oof. I mean, the tractor and ripper doesn't even fit lengthwise. Back right in the door. I don't think. Yeah, he's sticking out. Hi. That thing is huge. Oh, I guess it might fit if you came all the way back. You could get it in and closed, but either way, see all that mud falling off of those shanks and stuff already? That's the whole reason that it's not going to happen. Well, that's the point, is to keep that mud and dirt out of the areas we're storing our nice clean equipment. Oh yeah, I did want to give you this update though. They poured this little ledge shelf here. They put that block wall in, and then poured concrete down through it and behind it, and then made a nice flat surface there for us, kind of as a retaining wall for the dirt and everything that's underneath the old part of the barn. So that's what that's going to look like. They got to strip their forms off, finish that there yet, but yeah, concrete from that standpoint is done. So we're waiting for the structure to come, and they were supposed to manufacture it here in December, and I assume it'll be the end of January or into February before that actually gets here and starts going up. We're collecting pickup trucks. Brock, you're up.
Alrighty.
Thanks, Brock. We'll see you next week.
Sure, I'll text you.
Okay, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yep, Merry Christmas to you and all your family.
Yep. All right, well, we are done with the tillage for the day and really done working. So I'm down here at my house. I a while ago was working on this walnut board, trying to figure out what we're going to do for a finish on these stair treads, and I'm kind of narrowing that down, so let me show you. I've got a bucket of some floor finish here. That's not the actual floor finish we're going to use, but it's what it is, but it'll get me close. So I put a bunch of tape on here. We've got a bunch of different stuff going on this board. I gotta show it this way. So anyway, I'm just trying to go through all these and figure out which one we like the best. Right now we're heavily leaning towards this one, and we'll see. I'm gonna put the finish on, and then we'll let that dry and we'll see what it looks like, but I think that's what it's gonna be. So anyway, I'm doing that right now. All right, well, I put the first coat of floor finish on there. We'll see how those look, but pretty sure that's the look we're going for. We wanted something a little bit darker, and that is this Danish oil. So it looks pretty nice. Oh yeah, I'll show you this too. All those pieces we put in, they got painted white. You can still see some of the grain in some of it, you know, because it's oak and you're not going to get rid of that, but it looks good. It'll look really nice when we put our walnut treads on there. So anyway, I would go show you around upstairs, but they're here working on stuff and they got the radio on, and well, I can't do that. So okay, everybody, thanks for watching today. Have a great Christmas weekend. I don't know when I will be back to do more. I'm taking the rest of the afternoon off, and we're taking tomorrow off, and obviously Saturday is Christmas. I'm going to be here. So probably Monday will be the next time I make a video, so it'll be a little bit of a break here, but that's okay. Good to get some tillage out of the way. We wrapped up quite a bit here. Did, what, 250 acres of ripping and a little over 200 with the disc in the last 2 days, or day and a half, so that's good. We do need to get to this, and we need to start changing oils and tractors and cleaning all that stuff, and the shop work's going to really ramp up. Probably going to spend some time next week doing some work on my walnut stair treads for the house there, and then I'm anticipating the first couple weeks of January I'm going to have to be laying floor, that hardwood flooring and stuff that I've been showing you and talking about, so we'll see, but that's kind of the next things on the agenda here. I'm guessing the field work is done for a while, but you never know when an opportunity is going to creep up. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you next week. I appreciate all of you guys sticking around, watching all my videos. It means the world to me. So thank you for that, and we'll see you next week.